Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two trucks having sex. Two trucks having sex. My muscles involuntarily flex. Two pickup trucks making love, American made.
Listen up, Autothoughts and Decepticlowns. You are listening to Prime Cuts, an on-linear history of the Transformers franchise on television. I'm one of your hosts, Nero.
I'm your other host, Audrey.
And we are here for the Transformers Animated Season 2 Post-Mortem. A lot happened this season.
Yeah, like many Transformers television shows, animated really hits its stride in the second season.
We met all sorts of new guys, and most of them survived.
And like interesting plot stuff happens. It goes much more in season 2 from being like a villain of the week show to this is a concentrated plot we are working on show.
Yeah, and I mean, we have the big reveals at the end of this season, and we have, like, intrigue on Cybertron with Shockwave and all this sort of stuff. There's way more moving parts than there were in animated season 1.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, this I don't think I still think season 3 is the best season. I think that it has some of the standout episodes of the whole show are contained within season 3, but there's some really good ones in this season as well. Yeah,
there are. I mean, shame about season 4, as we've mentioned before. But
every time you say season 4, I'm just gonna sigh like a Victorian ghost.
Do we need to get you a fainting chair for the vapors you get whenever you think of what could have been with Transformers Animated Season 4?
So cool. It would have been so cool.
God, if they had done Devastator, that would have been so fucking cool.
But we instead got some other. I mean, one of the other things I'm still so hung up on is that we never got any Constructicon toys, just none.
That, like, again, it is insane to me that, like, even I understand why they didn't happen when it was airing because of Bayverse movies, but the fact that it never happened even after the fact is also wild to me.
I feel like
because they make toys for the stupidest shit in this franchise.
Oh yeah, I feel like if I'm in charge of the upcoming Transformers Legacy figures, because they are doing some animated guys, I think. We're getting an Optimus and Bumblebee here soon. If I'm in charge of that, I'm putting out some fucking Constructicons in that line. Some animated Constructicons. Like, come on.
Yeah. No, it's just, like, crazy to me because, like, they literally, like, Hasbro makes toys for the stupidest shit with this franchise. Truly. Like, things that, like, never show up in any of the shows and, like, are referenced only in, like, a footnote in one of the almanacs.
Yeah, just look at like all of the toy lines for shows with very limited casts, like Beast Wars and Prime, where it's like there's just so many fucking guys that don't exist anywhere else other than as toys.
Yeah. So the fact that like these featured characters were never made into toys at any point, even after the show, is like bizarre to me.
Yeah, like it's so. You know who got a fucking toy?
Who?
Ironhide. Animated Ironhide got a toy.
Like that's what I'm fucking talking about. Like what the hell?
He is in like 5 episodes, and I think he has lines in 3 of them. And it's weird too because like basically all of
those aren't necessarily the same episodes because he has lines in episodes that he doesn't physically appear in.
Yeah, but like almost everyone else in like all of the season 2 characters got toys. Like a lot of the characters who didn't get any toys came in the back back third of this series, but the Constructicons never got one. And it's just a shame. I guess it was, I guess their designs are a bit more complex than a lot of others if you're trying to translate them into toys. But still, I mean, they did it for a lot of these other characters. The Seekers is another one. All of the Starscream clones never getting toys is like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's shocking
For multiple reasons. One, because they're beloved fan favorites, even though they only show up briefly, and two, because it's the same fucking mold.
Yeah, the only ones that got full-size toys
Slipstream.
were no. Slipstream had no toys.
What?
There are no animated
That's
Slipstream
insane!
toys. No, the two that got full-size toys were Skywarp and Sunstorm.
I guess because they're the proto ones that we saw in the previous episode?
Sort of, but I mean, it was their correct versions. It was their correct colors.
Yeah, I know, but like those, I guess they showed up a little more.
Thundercracker was going to have a Voyager figure, but it was canceled, and I don't think Ramjet ever had anything.
Oh,
he had an activator. He had one of those shitty little auto transforming things.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah. That's just nuts to me.
Yeah. But toy and
I genuinely don't get that.
Toy and fourth season woes aside, it has been nice to return to Transformers Animated and remember, like, oh yeah, this show's really quite good. It's a lot of fun. And watching this alongside watching Teen Titans for this upcoming talk cycles, because they share a lot of creative DNA, is very interesting because I think I feel very similarly about them. Just like these are just some solid shows. I think that Teen Titans is better simply because some of the crazier animation they got up to in Teen Titans is something to behold.
I also do think that Teen Titans, I in some way, I think that animated bit off more than it could chew. In that animated really, and I think it was probably because they're working on Teen Titans at the same time, really wanted to take on some more serious topics than it was able to do cohesively.
Right.
You know, like, Teen Titans got pretty fucking dark at points. Robin and Deathstroke.
Slade, please. Deathstroke is far too violent.
Sorry. I always have to, like, train myself back into that.
But we'll make him 5 times as creepy.
Like, the Robin and Slade stuff got super dark, and then, like, the Terra stuff on her own was super dark, and then with Slade again, got even darker. The shit with Raven and her dad. Like, Teen Titans went to some pretty serious and dark places. Starfire and her sister.
Mm-hmm. But this never really... It has its moments. It has, like, Thrill of the Hunt and stuff, and a couple of episodes we're going to be seeing in the future. But it never really reaches that level, you're right.
But you can see that it wants to.
Yes.
And I think they try to make it do that, but it is just a fundamentally different show. For a fundamentally different audience. Like, the audience for animated is unquestionably younger than Teen Titans is.
Yeah. And I think that they are generally less dedicated to, like, you know, those are long, you know, season-long storylines that pick up that span multiple episodes, and that this show does that less. You know, there's light touches, especially season 2, the thread of running through of the, like, all spark shards or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's not really any, like, big long character arc for individual characters. That usually comes over the course of an episode or multi-parter.
Yeah, that's the other big difference is like a question of narrative arc. And in season 2, you do start getting that. But again, it is not the same as what you get in, like, Teen Titans.
But enough about comparing this show to its kind of
contemporary. It's contemporary.
Predecessor. It's a predecessor because I think that production on Teen Titans wrapped in, like, 2006 or whatever. Actually, maybe not. They might have been going on at the same time.
I think there was some overlap. I think Teen Titans ended before animated ended, but I think there was some overlap for like a year or something.
Yeah, Teen Titans went a little long. I think it has like 5 seasons or something and a TV movie. Yeah. But yes, we shall instead delve into our Discord. I checked the Twitter, no questionerinos on the Twitter there. We got plenty of questions about animated season 2 here on our Discord.
Let's
if you
go.
would be so inclined as to take us through it.
I would love to. 1 second. Let me let me pull them open. You think I've moved my computer a bit to the side to see if I can get the hum a little bit down. All right. Oh goodness, we have a lot of questions.
It's an end of season thing.
Yep. From Mimus the Gay, Daphnis, which human TF characters would be enhanced by being a techno-organic? Which ones would become shittier? Use your own metrics to determine what enhanced and shittier means. Enhanced, I think, is pretty easy to define. Shittier, there's a lot of ways you could go with that. You could go just like, I could make him worse, or just like not as powerful. But enhanced.
Sentinel Prime, nothing changes, but he has a fleshy chin.
A
It's
story.
like squishy.
No, which human TF characters?
Oh, human TF characters. Okay, I misread
And
the question.
we haven't gone to her, but you know it's gonna be my girl Astoria.
Oh my god. Yeah, she'd have a blast if she became techno-organic.
Astoria would have a good time.
She'd be in the Mile High Club, if you know what I mean.
She already is. Actually, I think like the entire G1 human cast would be really funny.
Frankly, I already think most of them are, considering how much fucking punishment they take.
Make Chip a bionic man. Give him robo legs.
There's that one time they uploaded Spike's brain into a robot body, and that one didn't go so well. But that was just, you gotta mix the flesh and the machine. You can't just put the consciousness into the machine. That's where the problems arise.
Yeah, that gets you into like a Soma situation, and that's no good.
You gotta get Cronenberg with it. You gotta really get wet. You just gotta get.
You need to get creepy and wet.
Yeah, it must be moist. It must be squishy. Otherwise, the human mind loses all perspective
and appeal.
Yeah, yes. The others. I think that Alexa should get an arm cannon.
See, I don't want anything to happen to.
I think she just deserves it.
I know, but like that's still. I don't like body mod for the Armada kids. I think
What
that's
about
like the issue for me with the idea of techno-organic for any of the kids, which like, and why I like G1 for this so much, because they're mostly adults.
Yeah, they're all like weird. They're all just sort of vaguely high school, like college people.
It feels less gross for this to happen to them.
Spike was working on a fucking oil rig. I don't think you could. I don't think you can legally do that if you are like 17 or something.
It's the 80s. You have no idea what they were
doing. Yeah, that's true. Reagan was like,
and again,
now everyone, I have. Oh God, I don't know what the hell. I was dangerous. I was drifting into the Trump lane. I don't have a Reagan. Oh dear.
Wait, were you trying for Reagan?
I was.
Oh, that was a really bad Reagan.
It was no good. It was quite bad.
That was a bad Reagan.
But yeah, to stimulate the economy, we have to let second graders work on offshore oil rigs.
Yeah. No, I mean, actually, that Spike probably is my answer for who would be made shittier.
Like I said, he's already
and we have evidence for it.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if you want to see a human sidekick be made techno-organic, go read the beginning of IDW comics.
Actually, you know what?
Great.
You know what? Who'd be made made shittier? Fucking any of the Bayverse humans.
Oh God.
Mark Wahlberg would be made shittier by becoming techno-organic. Fuck off.
What? Oh my God! I've got an arm cannon. What?
Wow, I can blow up 20-year-olds who want to date my daughter.
Remember when he found that human-sized gun in Lockdown Ship that also sort of looked like a sword?
Mm-hmm. And what about it?
I'm glad we get to watch Bumblebee this fucking...
Yeah, thank God.
God damn. It's
Merry Christmas, one and all. We get to watch a good movie.
It's been so long. I will take this next one because it is at the end of the season. Therefore, Aurora Animated says, "Hello, one and all. We gather here today for yet another series of questions of highs and lows of this chapter of the podcast, vaguely themed as an award show. It's the Omega Supreme Memorial Prime Cuts Awards. Below are the categories open for nominations, and our first category is the MVC Award for Most Valuable Starscream Clone."
Slipstream, next question.
Yeah, she's really, I mean, it's definitely not Skywarp or Thundercracker. They got glorped basically immediately. Definitely
not literally any of the others. It's definitely Slipstream.
Slipstream is the only competent one. So congratulations, Slipstream. Here's your prize. Next up, the "Oh right, we fight Ben 10 villains sometimes" award for standout superhuman antagonist, and that I would like to say congratulations to Slo-Mo.
Yeah, no, it's definitely Slo-Mo. Again, no question.
I would also say Meltdown is in the running, but he's a season 1 character, so he doesn't count.
I mean, he showed up again.
He put in a good performance this time, but once it's like we gotta it's the new time, we gotta recognize the rising stars.
And also Slo-Mo's super hot.
That's right. Most improved character or aspect from season 1. I think that Optimus is much more interesting than he was in season 1.
Yeah.
We got to see a lot more facets of him.
I think my vote might go to Sari.
Yeah, so I think putting Sari through it really helps out her character a lot.
Like
of just like fucking putting just kicking her through the mud.
Like, the nice thing about season 2 is that she hasn't lost the stuff that is still essentially her, right? Like, she complains when they leave her behind. She encourages Bumblebee to break rules. But then, like, it starts with her dealing with the corporate takeover. Like, that's the very first thing we see in this season.
The very first thing is child CEO, Sari Sumdeck.
Yeah, so I think my vote's for Sari, actually.
Yeah, Sari's a pretty good one. I think that a lot of Ratchet and Bulkhead, I think are just as good. It's a continuing upward trajectory.
Yeah,
right? They're a straight line, but I think a lot of the Optimus episodes this season were a lot more fun and engaging with his character. I really like to see his fucking petty bullshit side in Return of the Headmaster when he gets to fucking laugh it up at Sentinel Prime. Ooh, that's good. I'll
also give a brief shout out to Blitzwing, who I don't think he's the most improved aspect or character, but I do like to see the role he takes with Starscream's absence of looking at Megatron guy. And being like, "Hey, I think this is maybe bullshit, actually."
Yeah, and he's also, because Lugnut is such a big dumb idiot, he is the go-to guy for like operations on Earth. Like, you don't really want to send Lugnut out unless you want several city blocks leveled and probably also him exploded lightly.
Yeah.
And yeah, Blitzwing, you're gonna get some inconsistent returns, but he does pull in some W's in this season.
Yeah.
Next up is standout new character from season 2. I would like to give it to the Constructicons.
Okay, so I was really torn on this because my first instinct was to say Wreck-Gar, but it's not. I have to give it to Swindle.
Swindle is also an extremely strong showing. I think a lot of the Constructicons I chose because they are the only ones that are not one-off guys. We actually get quite a lot of time with them. But all of the like funny single episode guys are pretty entertaining. We like Wreck-Gar. We love.
And
Swindle.
none of them are really single episode guys. I mean, like I guess I'm saying this also with like hindsight.
We know,
right?
We know that most of them will recur.
And I love Swindle, and I love animated Swindle particularly.
Animated Swindle is one of the most perfect sort of distillations of what's fun about Swindle as a character.
Yeah. So my vote goes to Swindle.
And my vote's for those
lovable goofs.
You're with these new money con men. I'm with the salt of the earth, the blue collar workers, the Constructicons, Mixmaster and Scrapper. I hope I hope they found that oil. I hope that oil they went back into the mine and got buried alive for was worth it. Next up, most fun episode. Not necessarily the best, but the most fun.
I would say Rise of the Constructicons.
That's really good. I'm gonna give it to Black Friday. It's
actually I think
so
I'm gonna
good.
give most fun to Garbage In, Garbage Out.
Yeah, that's another group. I just love to watch Grimlock, and I think animated Grimlock was criminally underutilized. So I had a lot of fun with Black Friday. But yeah, I mean, there's so many good just goof 'em up episodes. Society of Ultimate Villainy is pretty good as well.
Yeah,
But I think Black Friday is the one that I had the most fun watching. Probably second place, really runner up is Garbage In, Garbage Out. That's just a little treat. And finally here, the moment or thing that makes less sense now that we know Sari is a robot. The Black Arachnia aging thing.
yeah.
From Along Comes a Spider.
I was about to say, not much. In fact, her being a robot makes things a lot more confusing.
Yeah, it's
mostly.
Yeah, it's. But I think the most direct one where it's like, well, why is this happening? Is the
oh wait, moment or thing that makes less sense now that we know Sari's a robot.
Sense.
Oh, literally everything.
Yeah, I think the standout is still the aging thing from that, because it's just that's not even the rest of it. You can chalk up mostly to techno-organic. It's right there in the name. It's techno and it's organic, so it probably makes sense that she eats, right?
She's never injured herself before.
That is the thing. She is she was pretty pampered, right? She was very sheltered.
Yeah, I know, but kids fall down over nothing and scrape their knees.
Yeah, I don't know. I get maybe there's a dermal underlayer and she just tore right through it. Who knows? Yeah, but there's some questions that raise.
Does she piss?
She must. I mean, she knows where babies come from. We know that because she told Optimus that.
Yeah.
But that's just, you can read that on Wikipedia.
So,
but like I said,
she has a fully working reproductive system and digestive system. What?
Techno-organic. That's right there. They can eat, they can shit, and still be robots. Ramet, must I point you to the Rhinox fart episode?
No,
I do so?
I know, but there's also the question of what, we watched in the last episodes of this season, her eat so much chocolate.
Yeah.
That she made herself sick. Hey, how do you make robots run on chocolate?
Didn't she get a cold at one point?
Yes!
That one I can't square. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, there's a lot. Basically everything doesn't make sense.
Look, it's a cool twist unless you think about it, in which case nothing about it makes sense at all. Yeah, I don't know how the cold thing happened. That one's really throwing me for a loop. It was her cooling system was out of whack from the extreme temperatures. Sure, let's go with that. Next up, Sidewinder Sabrina. Out of all of the characters in the whole of season 2, which animated character screwed up the worst, and which character has literally done nothing wrong in their entire life?
You know what? I'm gonna give out screwed up the worst the fucking Ratchet for his handling of Omega Supreme.
Yeah, I mean, he was dealt a bad hand. I can't necessarily blame him for that, because part of it is that Omega Supremes loves to self-sacrifice. I'm gonna go with Bumblebee, just because he fucks up constantly all the time.
I think Ratchet's fuck up is worse than anything. Pushing Omega Supreme when he couldn't do it to the point of agony. To transform for Omega Supreme to sacrifice himself as if he couldn't tell that was going to happen. That's on you, Ratchet.
And who has done literally nothing wrong in their entire life? Slipstream.
Yeah.
Granted, she's only been alive for
actually, literally
30
Wreck-Gar.
minutes. That's true. He's a beautiful baby boy. And he could never do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Next up,
And
from
also
Slipstream,
Professor Princess.
never can do no
Who
wrong.
literally, despite being in a villain society, only destroys weapons.
Yeah, she doesn't even really doesn't really know what a villain does or is. She's just here to pursue her own goals. And I'm glad she's so driven. So next up from Slipstream Sam, if your personality was split into 3 like a Blitzwing, what would the aspects of you be? I think I would be stoic, Joker moded, and seasonal allergies.
I think
Those are the 3 faces of darkness.
I think I would be like smart/competent, funny, and tired.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And also from Slipstream Sham, do you think Omega Supreme would like a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell if scaled to his size?
No, sorry. I'm gonna repeat this question because you said it wrong. Do you think Omega Supreme would like a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell TM if scaled to his size?
I did forget to honor the trademark of the Crunchwrap Supreme trademark. I think he would. I think that
Good. The thing about a Crunchwrap Supreme is that they're good.
Yeah, it's not real food, but it is good for the soul.
But it's like, it's close enough that like you feel like it is.
It's a good look. I've eaten a lot of Crunchwrap Supremes over the past couple weeks. It's like, oh, Taco Bell delivery. Don't mind if I do. It's like I don't got the energy to do anything else. But you know what? I can always rely on. I can always fall back on. Delicious, reliable Crunchwrap Supreme.
And you know what? Not to like shill for Taco Bell or whatever. It's one of the best deals remaining in fast food these days. Fast food's
true.
So fucking expensive now. It's insane. Getting like a meal at McDonald's is like $15.
Yeah, like, and you know, it's even more if, like me, one uses DoorDash sometimes. But let me tell you, Taco Bell, I get like the Crunchwrap Supreme combo and some of the Cinnabon bites. My order is always like $23.
How much?
Even
I'm gonna
with
look
the-
up how much a Crunchwrap Supreme is.
I think I don't remember how much the combo is, but it is definitely a real good deal because you get a Crunchwrap Supreme, you get a taco, you get a big drink. That is a decent deal.
A Crunchwrap Supreme on its own is $5.19, which is a real amount of food.
It's a substantial item.
Yeah.
We are a
Still more expensive than it should be, but yes.
We are at President, so we are sponsored by Taco Bell.
We are not, but if you would like to, we are open to discussing it. Hey.
Taco Bell, call me.
I will not say no to Taco Bell money. I'm not above that.
It's true. And to follow up on this, Sidewinner Sabrina asks, what do you think a bot called Crunchwrap Supreme would look like? Okay, so we know that
I don't know what it would look like, but I know it'd have a lot of transforming parts that fold in on each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big shell former. I mean, here's the thing, right? So, spoilers, I guess, sort of, but you could probably guess that the Omega Sentinels in this continuity are most of the ships that the Autobots use these days. Like, I'm sure the Elite Guard Cruiser is probably an Omega Sentinel, right? So I think that the Crunchwrap Supreme is another Omega Sentinel. He's purple and gold. And he's got a big bell that tolls so that all of the Decepticons know that they are about to die under a wave of nacho cheesy goodness.
Yeah.
He's got a little pet. You know how like some of the like a Metroplex has like little bots that scamper around him, like fucking Quick Shot or whatever the hell its name is?
Sure. Yeah.
He has a little robot chihuahua.
Okay. That's fine.
Isn't that wonderful?
You paint a beautiful picture, Nero.
He's also very yummy.
Instead of Energon, he runs on Baja Blast.
That's right. He has special colored Energon. And it's so yummy. Let me tell you.
Exclusive Energon.
Let me tell you, if you have somehow escaped having Baja Blast, dear listener, the hype is real. It is good.
I've had it I've had like 2 sips of it ever in my life. Because I don't drink soda.
It is the only Mountain Dew flavor that doesn't make me feel like I'm actively dying when I drink it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's not too sweet. It's a little like it's got a little bitter tang, just enough to make it refreshing. It's like sort of like blue coconut, you know. It's got that little undercurrent. Anyway, enough about the Baja. I got sidetracked. I'm thinking of
Taco Bell, call us. I'm begging you.
The Taco Bell sponsored content continues. Slipstream Sam asks which Cybertronian would like Taco Bell nacho fries the most.
Bumblebee.
Yeah, I mean he would just like taco. He would go all in for Taco Bell.
He's the kind of person who wants to live Moss.
He is the part of the Live Moss Society. Prowl thinks it is a disgrace, but you know what? It's delicious. Short Scream Chet asks, barring other hypothetical additions to the TFA Constructicons, which Constructicons would you have liked added to the crew in order to make the full team for Transformers Animated Devastator?
I mean, the short answer is all of them.
Yeah.
The biggest answer for me is Hook, without question.
Yeah, if I had to choose just one other guy to show, like one of the other classic Constructicons to be added, I think it would either be Hook or Long Haul. I've always loved Long Haul's person. He's like evil Huffer.
Yeah.
Where he's always also complaining, but it's funny because he's a Decepticon.
Yeah, these pickup trucks or whatever, you know?
Yeah. But I think Hook would be the funniest one because he would be like fancier than the other two. And he would sort of resent being lumped in with them.
I have such a huge soft spot for Hook, who like really outside of G1 doesn't show up in any meaningful way.
No, they're even in other Constructicon configurations, he's rarely in it.
Yeah, which is insane to me because he is the Decepticon G1 medic. And I have such a soft spot for the concept of of a construction vehicle being told, hey, you make buildings, right? Fix robots now. And Hook being like, I guess.
Yeah, big old Hook.
I fucking guess. And like doing it. A lot of this comes around the fanon around Hook, I won't lie. I learned to love him a lot more through fan fiction than through canon.
Most of the Constructicons don't put in a whole lot of notable solo appearances. But unfortunately,
I do think like it is still a really charming concept. Like there is something that is very endearing to me, especially given that like in the Protectobots, the Autobots get like basically an entire team of medics, essentially. Right? Like they're not all first aid or whatever, but like they all have the aptitude to do it. That are designed that way to have like someone who is very clearly not designed to do this, like basically MacGyvering his way through holding this entire army together. And that's like a very charming concept to me, even if it is the Decepticons. So my vote's for Hook.
Congratulations to Hook. Next question here from Sidewinder Sabrina. You're tasked with assembling a team from the animated cast to sabotage the Space Bridge Nexus with a minimum team size of 5 and a maximum of 8. Who do you pick? They do not be on the same side. This is simply who you think is the most optimal team this would be for the task. All
right. Bulkhead, obviously.
He is quite literally a wrecking ball.
Mixmaster and Scrapper.
Yeah, the construction boys. And then I think if you're gonna take down the Space Bridge Nexus, you need some guys to fight off any patrols, right? You got to have some muscle while the boys are working.
Well,
so
I would say Prowl.
Yeah.
Because he's a competent fighter, but he's also stealthy, right? And we're talking about like sabotage, not necessarily. And if there's a way to do it like stealthily, I think that's the way to go. And if anyone could get those guys in and out stealthily, it's Prowl.
Yeah. And then who's our last guy on our fucking Oceans 5 here?
Well, we could go up to 8, but I would probably put Blitzwing in there.
Firepower. All right, let's keep going up to 8 then. So we have stealth, we have firepower. What else do we need?
Maybe I'd put down like Black Arachnia and Lockdown.
I do not think you want to involve Black Arachnia in any team-based activities.
That's true.
She will 100% betray you. You can't have any of the Dinobots because they're gonna be too ornery and stubborn. Jazz might be a good pick.
Jazz would work.
Cyber ninja skills.
Yeah, Jazz would be a good pick.
Okay, so it's Bulkhead, Mixmaster Scrapper, Prowl, Blitzwing, Jazz.
So that's 6.
2 more slots. We need, I guess, we need some more air support because Blitzwing technically counts, but he's not up in the air all the time. So we got to put Slipstream in there.
Okay.
What other Seeker would you choose?
Maybe Sunstorm.
That's true. He would go along. I think he'd be better because he's less ambitious.
Yeah.
Slipstream might go into business for herself, but Sunstorm, nah. And then one more. We need like a wild card. We need like someone to sort of. Oh, I think Lockdown.
Is that Lockdown?
Would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lockdown number 8 because he'll be loyal as long as you pay him.
Yeah. And this seems up his alley.
Yeah, absolutely. He's some sneak thief stuff, 100%. Anyway, sidewise, we are also given the challenge of making the worst team to sabotage the Nexus.
Easy. Black Arachnia, Starscream, and the remaining clones.
Oh, God. See, that one's too easy. Okay, I think it's Black Arachnia, Starscream, Grimlock, Lugnut.
No, I think Lugnut would is too. I think
single-minded.
Yeah.
Okay, get him out of there. Put in. I think we can keep Blitzwing.
Yeah. Ooh, Wreck-Gar.
Yep. Put in some fucking Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel, yeah. Oh, and on that note, put Bumblebee and Wasp.
Yep. Yeah, this is a team made of nothing but arguments. This is a team that will get nothing done. And also for, a couple more from Sidewinder Sabrina here. By the end of season 2, which character is the most done with it all?
Sorry.
Yeah, she's sort of like...
And you know what? She's fucking right to be.
Yeah, you've lied to me my whole life about being a robot. I got fucking fired from the company because I don't exist. What is going on here? She needs some goddamn answers, I'll tell you what. And next, also, once again from Sidewinder Sabrina. So we do know that Ratchet knew who/what their ship was, and we can assume that Optimus also knew from the dialogue of the season finale. Do you think the other 3 crewmates knew about the ship?
Prowl probably didn't know the specifics, but probably knew it was an Omega Sentinel. And I don't think Bumblebee and Bulkhead had any idea.
Bumblebee definitely didn't, because he never asked. Bulkhead, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he would have either. Yeah, I don't know if it's public knowledge or not. I guess none of them are shocked to see one, but they aren't shocked to see that their ship is Omega Supreme. I don't think in the season finale. Well, they probably didn't know, or at least didn't think about it. I mean, I would not want to think about flying around in some guy's comatose body. That's weird.
Yeah.
Unless
you knew him biblically, I guess.
That's right. It's comforting for Ratchet, who of course Omega Supreme is his husband.
Who's redefining what it means to say it feels good to be inside you. That's
right. We have a whole grip of questions from Veer, Nero from Disney Minus, my dark doppelganger. To defeat Megatron, Optimus needs his crew, and the U.S. government is willing to release them into his care. For this Suicide Squad / Transformers The Last Light montage, who are the members of Optimus's crew, and what were their war crimes? Ratchet. Okay, well, Ratchet probably didn't do any war crimes. He was a medic. All the rest of them didn't do any war crimes.
There's
They didn't do
this
the
is
war.
literally this is literally a comic series. It's just the scavengers.
That's right. Or it's the fucking it's the last stand of the wreckers.
Right. Like
Except that's Ultra Magnus's crew. I
right,
guess.
exactly. This is literally the scavengers.
Yeah, those guys also didn't do any war crimes, but that's because they were just too fucking stupid to do any.
Yeah, in fact, their crime was not doing war crimes.
That's right. Their crime was being charmingly, delightfully goofy,
Or just not
instead of-
exploding.
Yeah, or being a shitty bomb.
You fucking asshole Fulcrum, you were supposed to blow up.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the scavengers, or
But like that,
more
he's
accurate-
literally like that is part of the suicide. That's the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and but I think the more
Getting
more proper
retrofitted into
analog-
bombs.
Yeah, but I think the more proper analog for like the classic Suicide Squad setup is definitely the Last Stand of the Wreckers.
The Wreckers.
In
Oh
terms
yeah.
of, in terms of like personalities, rate of survivability, and general level of extreme violence.
Yes. Which is
Um,
very funny. Anyway,
Will-
Whirl, the world's worst Autobot,
Oh, my beautiful
As
boy.
as it is
has-
as he is described in the comics in the bio section in
That's
several
right.
issues.
I mean, technically, the war is like mostly his fault when you really get right down to it.
Yeah, well,
It's
I mean,
like-
it's Megatron's fault.
Okay, 70% him and 30% wrung.
Yeah, I was
getting a
about to say.
straw.
It's actually reusable straws' faults.
Yeah. Next up, will Nitro Zeus be in the Bumblebee movie? Fuck no.
Thank
Never.
God.
Never put that guy in anything ever again. Shockwave is in the Bumblebee movie though. He even has a fucking speaking line,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes, he does. No,
If
he doesn't.
not,
It's
which-
Soundwave. No, it's Shockwave.
Right.
It's Shockwave.
I think he might have one. I know
Shockwave does.
Soundwave
Shockwave
does.
is the one who sets the Seekers off at the beginning.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. It's like Seekers take off.
No, well, he's like attack. It's like Decepticons attack or whatever. But yeah,
If not, what Transformers series would you put him in as one of the main Decepticon characters?
I would not.
The Prime Wars trilogy. That's what they deserve. The fucking dregs.
Is that the Machina? No, that's Netflix.
That's no, the Prime
that
Wars
is
trilogy is
Machina.
the Machinima.
Yeah.
That is the Machinima
Yeah.
series. The Netflix series, the Netflix one is the War for Cybertron trilogy.
Fuck these names.
And then we have 3 commonly asked questions from Google.com. Is Nitro Zeus related to Shockwave? No. I don't think, other than like sharing it. Look, he's just cobbled together out of old like bits ILM had lying around. That's the real secret. Are Nitro Zeus and Shockwave siblings?
No.
Yes. I think they're cousins. Twice removed. Does Nitro Zeus taste better than Shockwave? Definitely not. And
Nitro Zeus feet pics?
Go to jail right now.
Yeah.
The fucking authorities have
My
been alerted and
finger-
are closing in.
My finger is on the Discord ban button as we speak.
And finally hear from Veer. Murder mystery time. The Decepticons and Autobots have called a ceasefire to celebrate the union of Starscream and Knockout. It would make more sense for them to call a ceasefire if it was like a cross-faction wedding. Anyway, everything was perfect, besides that there was a murder. Knockout lays dead, and it's up to Starscream to find the killer and get revenge for his perfect day being ruined. Who are the prime suspects and who is the killer? Well, I can tell you who the killer is right now. It's Starscream.
Right.
We're talking prime Starscream here. That is the stealthiest Starscream.
Break
that is
down.
the schemiest Starscream.
Break
Yep.
down the jilted lover.
The jilted lover.
Megatron, the
Um,
jilted lover.
He's got a lot of jilted lovers.
Well, no, it's one of them is Knockout's jilted lover, and the other is Starscream's.
Would any of the Autobots care? No.
RC, who's trying to get back Cliffjumper.
Yeah, RC just sort of generally murderous.
You took my kind of romantic interest, I'm taking yours.
Soundwave. No jury would convict him. I certainly wouldn't. Prime, in my opinion, Prime Soundwave can do no wrong. He's a charismatic young man with a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, and it was Starscream.
It was Starscream. It's a fucking The Usual Suspects type shit.
Knockout made him sign a prenup, and he was like, "Oh fuck."
Yep. And our last batch of questions here from Ruby Road Rage. Ruby, what is your favorite episode of this season? Now this is different. I think this is different from Most Fun.
Yeah, I think this one might be Black Friday for me.
Black Friday is really good. Let me look here. Just a quick. It's either Black Friday or, I think I think I'm gonna switch my answers. I think A Fistful of Energon was the most fun for me to watch because it looked really good, like bizarrely good, and also I thought it was like a fun team up. I'll never complain about Lockdown. And then I think Black Friday is the best episode. That is my favorite episode.
Yeah.
Second place goes to, as far as favorite goes, probably Auto Boot Camp. I'm a sucker for a good flashback.
Yeah, I'd probably give it to Auto Boot Camp, or honestly, Bridge Too Close.
It's a good finale.
Yeah.
Next up, are there any episodes this season you would replace with a later or unaired or even imaginary episode? I would put more Dinobot episodes in, but that's really it. I don't want to shuffle around the order here.
Mission Accomplished didn't do much for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, eh.
I thought Mission Accomplished was pretty.
What would you replace it with though? Because that's the question.
Probably a new episode. Yeah. Like, I don't think I would replace it with any of the other episodes that happen later on, but it's just a fairly unmemorable episode.
Replace Mission Accomplished with another Dinobot episode.
For example,
more Grimlock. That is my only demand. And finally here, I'm actually not going to answer this one. I'm going to wait, because you'll hear all about the question is about the biggest loss of the hypothetical fourth season. We'll cover all of that once we cover the season 3 post-mortem.
Yeah.
Because I will have a whole thing I'll have a whole like summary of what would have happened. I think there are quite a few. I mean, Ironhide would have joined the main group, in fact, which would have been interesting. But and Jazz too. So like new characters, more Dinobot stuff, undoubtedly. Yeah, no, but we'll cover all of this sometime later. And that's it for questions. So, do we want to do plugs first, or
no? We always say what we're gonna do next before.
Yeah, what is your choice? And by the way, this next season will be starting up in the new year in January. We're taking a little holiday break over December.
So I went back and forth on a couple of these because at some point we're going to have to subject ourselves to the bad Netflix shows.
We got to hurt ourselves at some point. There's a few.
Yeah, there's
a few fucking what's that?
There's the rest of the Unicron trilogy. There's the Netflix shows. There's some bad food we gotta eat here. Mm-hmm. But rather than that, I thought since we're starting again the new year, new us, and a new show for both of us, we're going to do season 1 of Cyberverse. Not Cyberverse, sorry. Earthspark.
Earthspark. It's, the new one. And it looks really interesting from everything that I've picked up across the internet. So it's an interesting setting, time-wise. There's an interesting grouping of characters. Yeah, I'm excited. Also, I just think it's a nice looking show.
Yes. But I've seen only a couple clips, but damn, are they well animated?
Yeah, like we can make some good ass CG shows these days. And we could make them back in 2015, I feel, but I don't know. Red 2015 just didn't get the
and in 1998.
Well, yeah, obviously that show is beautiful. That show is unassailable. Where else are you gonna see Rat Trap's beautiful shiny cheeks?
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
Hey, I keep trying to sneak through the Predacon base, but my fat rat ass keeps alerting the guards.
I was trying to explain to friends, or a group of people at a friend's party a few weeks ago, who I was meeting for the first time. We were talking about Rise of the Beasts, and I was like, "What's the point though if they don't have Rat Trap?" And they were like, "What Rat Trap?" And I'm like, "A New York subway rat." And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Look him up. He's a New York subway rat." They were shocked and disappointed.
I don't see how you could be shocked and disappointed by Rat Trap.
No, shocked and disappointed that he wasn't in
anything else.
No, in the movie specifically.
Oh yeah, man. Did you hear that all of David Sobolov's lines as Rhinox got cut? By the way.
Good,
Damn.
great.
Damn, R.I.P. man. At least I got to say some shit as that one guy, the Battle Trap, the Terrorcon.
Yeah,
everyone's favorite. We all love Battle Trap here, don't we, folks?
I mean, I'll give it to them for Michelle Yeoh Air Razor at least.
Oh yeah. Like they knew where the focus should have been. Cheetor said some things too, but yeah, Rhinox is really just. I can't even remember if he transformed in the movie, man. Rhinox, my boy,
did.
My boy got fucking short shrifted. I tell you.
I mean,
what.
all of them except Air Razor did.
Yeah, big L's.
And even Air Razor did.
L's all around for the Maximals, I'm afraid. But yes, that'll be it for us for a little bit. Of course, I'll be streaming. Let's see. Let me look at the calendar here. This goes up on 26th. So actually, I guess I will be streaming Bumblebee on December 1st.
Yeah, probably we will be. I will probably also be
Look, if you haven't seen this one, listener, it's the one that's actually quite good. So
this is
and watch it.
This is the good one.
This is the one that's a real movie.
Bumblebee parentheses. This is the good one.
Like all of those other ones are basically fake movies that are 2.5 hours of like Michael Bay hitting you in the face with a barbed wire bat with like Transformers figures stapled onto it. But this is like a real movie for like people to watch.
Yeah.
It's got Haley Steinfeld in it. She's great.
She's quite
good.
Got
John Cena in it. He's really good.
He's so fucking funny in this movie.
He's fucking phenomenal.
It's got Angela Bassett in it.
It's got Angela Bassett as a sexy evil Decepticon. What more?
She cuts a man fully in half hot dog style. On the moon.
On the moon. What more do you want from a Transformers movie? You know? It's got hijinks. It's got antics. It's got laughs and heart. And that's why I'm giving Bumblebee 2 thumbs up. Come see it. December 1st.
Only in theaters.
Only in the general voice chat. This has been Prime Cuts. You can follow us on Twitter. Prime Cuts Pod. Me, Nero. You can find me on Twitter at Dragon Smoocher. Let's see if I can keep it all straight.
Yeah,
let's
go. I believe in you.
All right, Twitter, Dragon Smoocher. Co-host, Dragon Snuggler. Blue Sky, Nero Wyvern. Tumblr, Cyclonus with a 5 at the end. All right, I did it. I got them all straight. I don't remember what boats are still though. That's still gone.
Oh yeah, ships. Not boats, ships.
Ships, boats, anything that flies and or floats. I just don't remember it.
If it carries passengers, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just got yeeted out of my fucking brain. I've got a few other projects in the works. I already brought up earlier. Talk Cycles, the monthly animation podcast to do with my pal Jane. That is talkcycles.tumblr.com. Or I guess I always forget this. It's tumblr.com/talkcycles now.
No, you can do both. And actually, it's better to do the for navigation. It's actually better to do .tumblr.com.
Yeah, Teen Titans Season 2 coming out this same day that this comes out, should be. And I also wanted to watch the Judas Contract movie and read the original comics just to have like a full sort of look at its source material and how it adapts it. Because it is very lightly adapting an existing arc. And then I have Ready for Heidelin that I'm doing with Jane as well. It's readyforheidelin.tumblr.com. There's a big announcement about Radio for Heidelin up in the new year that I will also be putting up on our Patreon the day this comes out. So yeah, November 26th. Big day for everyone who likes to hear me talk about bullshit. That's it for me.
I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr, Twitter, co-host, and Blue Sky at Optimum on Prime. That's my funny robot internet joke. You can listen to the other podcast I do called Pot of Greed, which is about Yu-Gi-Oh! And wow, we're almost done with 5Ds. What do you mean there's 90 episodes left?
What? Oh my god, I thought, Jesus.
We are getting to the point where it's like, and this is where the show ends. Nope, fuck you, 90 more episodes.
We're inventing a new type of guy.
Literally. So yeah, that's super interesting. I've been casting a radio drama that should have more information out coming out very soon. And I'm starting a New York City podcast on a Moonshot Network called Hey, I'm Eden Here. I think that's it. We're on Noise Space with a bunch
.xyz
with a bunch of other good shows. You've heard us name them. There's more coming out every day. I literally can't keep up with all of it. So check those out.
Every time I look away, a new podcast has sprouted from the Noise Space tree.
And we do fun things in our Discord, like watch Bumblebee. If there's a time to join our Discord, it's now, folks. This is as good as it's gonna get.
Gotta join to watch Bumblebee Film 2018.
This is literally as good as it's gonna get. So you can join our Discord by looking at the links in our bio on Twitter or in the description of these episodes. And I think that's it. So until next time, I'm going to transform and just take like a long nap until 2024.
I am going to transform, roll out, and attempt to break into the hidden Hasbro Black site where they're obviously keeping the completed Transformers Animated Season 4 and smuggle it out to the public where it deserves to be
right
seen
next
in
to the
light of day.
Constructicon toys.
That's right. I'm taking those too, God damn it. You see, before I say Peach, I actually saw there was someone did like a 3D printed design of animated Scrapper and gave it to someone as a birthday present.
How
complete
lovely.
with like custom packaging. It's a really cool thing. Anyway, Peach.
Peach.